Hey guys, Steve Banoon here with Israeli News Live, and I'm watching closely this whole situation with Venezuela. And the reason I'm watching that closely is because the time from years ago that I spent working with CIA, it was more for me, it was discovered in hindsight. It wasn't as well, I wasn't as knowledgeable at that time with the things going on in Nicaragua and the work the CIA was involved in, both domestically and both foreign. But what it really comes down to is it comes down to who's going to control the drug trade coming out of South America. I just had a conversation, even before this whole case with Venezuela, a couple of days ago, with a new friend of mine that was in the military in Afghanistan. And we were talking about the poppy fields. And I knew very well, as I've shared with you guys through the intel sources that I have, how that drugs from the poppy fields were being controlled by the United States military. They would bring it in on C-130s coming into the United States, and then also the trade route for Europe was being handled through Iran, and Iran through Turkey, and from Turkey into either Ukraine or Greece. Might be another interesting reason why we have a war in Ukraine. You never know exactly what all these wars are for. But now we have Trump talking about he's going to go shut down the drug trafficking that's coming out of South America, and Maduro, and that he is a drug lord and he's got to put a stop to it. Well, most likely the drug lord is putting a stop to the other drug lord. Don't let this fool you. Back when, and I've got a good friend of mine that's a pilot that knows full well the involvement of the Clintons with the drug trade that was happening there in Arkansas. Well, I was working with the CIA out of Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama, and we actually had a secret base in Alabama. And they were, at the time, which I didn't understand it fully at that time, I should have put the pieces together. My stepdad was a ship captain, so he operated ships all through down there near Central America, places like that, was able to ship in the drugs. I knew that he was involved in drugs. I did know that. But when I was working with the CIA, I wasn't really focused on him. I was focused on whatever mission I was being sent on. Normally, they're out there trying to cover their tracks a lot. All these politicians are trying to make sure that nobody knows what they're really up to. A lot of the power companies back in those days were involved in the drug trafficking for doing the money laundering. Gulf Power, Alabama Power, Georgia Power, all of them. All you got to do is do a little bit of looking up of the things that happened during those days. Some of the people that died, some of the people that, kind of went missing, things like that. I could go on and on and on about those issues there, but needless to say, the point is that what Trump is down there for now is because undoubtedly Maduro has found new ways to get the drugs into America, and they're getting paid, but those politicians that are so corrupt are not getting paid. And that's become a big problem. You see, drug trade is very controlled. How many of you guys have met me in meetings before that were in law enforcement that did drugs and things, or, didn't do drugs, but in other words, you were in the narcotics divisions, that came to me and would tell me about those strange situations where certain people you were told hands off. Other people, well, you could arrest them, put them in jail. Anybody that was stepping on the toes of the well-greased, well-oiled, well-funded drug trade that's being ran by the U.S. government, that's the one they don't want no one dare stepping on those toes. So, yeah, it's very interesting how all this works. But that's why Trump has sent our military down there. That's pretty gutsy, to send your military down because somebody's not getting their kickbacks. Well, just use the American taxpayers, have them go fund it, and have them go squash the guy and take him out of power so that you can get someone into power that will obey the orders. Think about that. Listen, your support of this broadcast is important. So think about supporting us as well if you don't mind. God bless you. Thank you for listening. And I'll be updating you much deeper tomorrow.